Welcome to episode 435, Stephen Schuurman, 9 lessons. This is an outline of episode 435, lesson 1 to lesson 5. This is an outline of episode 435, lesson 6 to lesson 9. Lesson number 1, Schuurman built Elastic from zero to billion-dollar company in just 6 years. That is 2012, 2018. How did he do it? He co-founded a company called SpringSource, which was acquired by VMware in 2009 for $420 million. SpringSource was arguably the most successful middleware company in history. Lesson number 2, what is next-generation search? Why do we need another search engine? I give you 2 examples here. First, traditional search engine is based on text. Elasticsearch is based on data. Second, what is data? Well, we have different kinds of data in the world. Example, server lock data. That really is security data. And then you have Twitter lock data. That is location data.
But it is just ridiculously easy to get it up and running and like doing useful stuff.
It's a technology that allows you to implement a solution when you've got more data than you know what to do with.
Lesson number 3, scale and speed.
Process and analyze data as it gets really, really big, as in petabytes of data spread out over hundreds and hundreds of servers. And the great thing about it is that you can still get results in kind of milliseconds. So you get real-time results, and that's why, we say
Searching for big data really fast.
Lesson number 4, 2 important things for startup, customers and team.
I think at the end of the day, you're building something for customers. So what you have to do is either your product or your service has to be perfectly tailored to the needs of the customer. And the other one that's important is building an amazing team to execute against.
Lesson number 5, go international.
International expansion is a lot of fun, but it's incredibly complex. What I found is that the best way to do that is through working with a team that has done big chunks of it before.
Lesson number 6, how to charge based on value added.
Right. What I've always done with Elastic, but also with my previous companies, is spend the most time thinking about where in whatever I do I actually add the most value to my customers. And once you find that, it becomes easier to figure out, what do I charge for? What is my business model?
Lesson number 7, next milestone.
Set up a company and start thinking about how to take it to the next level. You always have to think about what's next. What's my next major milestone to work on? And except for besides the fact that you need to figure out how am I going to pay for all of that, so meaning that financials and financing is very important. One of the big ones that I've always been very focused on, even today, is your team and your team layout. And what kind of skills do I need?
Lesson number 8, how to lead a distributed team in 80 countries.
Is working on making the whole distributed aspect work is by, number 1, doing as little as possible over the phone, doing as much as possible over video conference, because you have this extra visual dimension to it, which is much more personal. And the third aspect is acknowledge that phone and video conference is still not the same thing as meeting face-to-face, so with other folks from other parts. So that's that. Acknowledging the requirement, the need for face-to-face contact. And the other part is that you have to be super flexible and realistic in making a distributed organization work.
Lesson number 9, on leadership.
Now, what makes a startup successful? There's not one answer to that question. But what I feel like, if you build something, if you take something to market that people start talking about early on in the process and it kind of goes viral, that's a big thing. That's where it typically starts. So you hit a nerve somewhere with a product or a service. And the second thing I would say is you have to find your business model that charges for the right things. So people feel like you're charging very, very fairly. And if you're able to do that, strike a nerve and ask money for whatever adds a lot of value, I think your startup can really be super successful.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave your questions and comments below. Wishing everyone peace and prosperity.